We interrupt your scheduled scrolling with an incoming broadcast from the Derbyshire Dales.
Whether it's Birmingham or Buxton, it's clear that Butcher is a bull. But is he ready for the raceway? I'm your resident Speedway Diva Samantha Tromans, and you're watching Tales from the Dales. So, a new season, but you're still with the Bull's name. What was it like making the decision to sign for Buxton?
It was pretty easy to sign for Buxton, really. I've known Lawrence since the day I sat on a speedway bike, so it's pretty easy to make the decision. Obviously, he sort of touched on it before all the work went in that there was something happening at Buxton and that. So I was always sort of, it was always sort of there as an option. I know he wanted me in the team and that. So yeah, we managed to sort it out pretty quickly. Obviously, I went up. I think it was January. Yeah, I went up to the track and that, sorted everything out and had a look and stuff. So yeah, we sorted it at the end, and it was good to get that sorted. And yeah, here we are.
So you got an opportunity, unlike some of the riders, to see the track before it was finally done and finished. After having a couple of laps around it, what's it like from a rider's perspective?
Yeah, the track's really good. Obviously, I rode it, I think it was like a year or two before it closed, but it was so long ago, I can't remember. So I had a look, obviously, when I went up, but it was like really foggy. It was miserable. You could never imagine like a speedway meeting happening on that day. So yeah, and then obviously went to press day, and the track was obviously, we probably wouldn't have raced on it if we turned up to a race meeting. It probably wouldn't have gone ahead. So that was pretty different again. And then obviously we did the first meeting, which it was different again. So I'd sort of seen 3 different tracks by the time I'd made 3 visits. So yeah, it was really good. The track was really good on that first meeting. I'm looking forward to racing it this year.
Obviously, coming from Birmingham through to Buxton, it's a completely new season, but is there anything that you think you'll be taking from the last season into this one?
Pretty much just a clean slate for me, really. I mean, obviously, yeah, it does feel like home, but no, this season it's going to be a big season for me. It's a really important one. So definitely starting clean and new club, new ambitions, and go again, really.
You said it's quite an important season for you. Are there any fixtures that you're looking ahead to that you're really excited for? Or at least it's one of the bigger fixtures for you.
I wouldn't say any fixture in particular. I think with the way that the National League shaped this year, it is really competitive, a lot more than in recent years. I think I'm probably just looking forward to the Leicester fixture, because obviously that's sort of it's in a couple of weeks anyway, but that's sort of the first National League side, if you like, not the made up teams. So it'd be good to like gauge how we go against somebody that we're going to be racing against in the league.
Now, alongside Speedway this year, you have already started doing a bit of grass track.
Yeah.
What's it like between the two sports? Do they lend anything to each other, or do you approach them both completely different?
I approach them both different, to be honest. Obviously there's similarities, 4 lap, similar bikes, we're on similar engines, but we've got suspension and that, and they're a lot rougher. But I think when obviously I'm doing a lot more abroad on the grass than I am in the UK, and I think them tracks they're a bit brutal. They sort of teach you a lot more. You've got more riders, you've got worse track conditions. You have to sort of think about things. But I feel like I've had like a positive start to the couple of meetings and practices I've done over there. And I'm hoping that, coming on to Speedway with like less riders, smaller tracks, thinking about setups for the bikes more, that I can push on this year.
Now, looking back at the team, we're still without an official number 7. But what kind of rider are you hoping will come through? I know you can't speculate to who, but I'm thinking more what kind of person you think the team could benefit from.
I don't know, really. We could do like Cooper Russian or someone from last year, couldn't we? No. I think, like without naming names, I think there's obviously a list out there that Lawrence is looking at. But I think maybe we need someone with a bit of experience, because, I think if you bring somebody new in, obviously I've been there, it can be a bit daunting. And with the league being stronger this year, might be a bit much. But I think if you've got someone with experience that maybe knows the tracks and that, I mean, I've got someone on my mind that's been around on that, that I know does fit, who's been around the tracks. But no, Lawrence knows what he's doing, and obviously there's various riders that are right on the edge of the points limit, and that, isn't there? So we'll see what he comes up with. But yeah, hopefully just someone that fits the puzzle and helps us to climb that table.
And finally, we've talked about competitiveness, but looking at the team as a whole, do you think that your side is in a position where they can challenge for silverware this season?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we've probably got the best 1 and 5 in the league in Alfie and Jack. You know, they've got so much experience at Championship and that. You know, Luke Harris has been around a while. I've been around a while. Jamie Etherington's proved what he can do. So I think, you know, we've got a solid team, but I think one of the main things is just like staying hungry and staying, you know, ready for anything. You know that sometimes at this level, the tracks are not as good. Maybe like when you get to like Championship, Premiership, you know, them moan a little bit more and meters get called off and that. Whereas we're sometimes like have to crack on with it. You know, if it is a little bit challenging, you know, just got to stay mentally ready. You know, because every point's going to count this year. It's going to be a very competitive league, and we have to pick up everything that we can. So yeah, just stay hungry and try not to think about it too much. Really, just everyone putting their own individual performances as well as a collective, and I think we'll be fine.